It's your turn.
Alright, this turn I'm gonna play Forest.
Hey guys, how about we podcast?
Tap the Forest for a custom caterpillar. Destroy Demon's Horn.
Ooh, well. Man, we even do those anymore?
Come on, guys. We used to do podcasts all the time. It's like capturing concentrated friendship in audio format. I mean, you guys just sitting around here doing this? What about podcasting, man? It's the foundation cornerstone that our channel was built off of.
Podcasts? Our channel's not even known for it.
Alright, I think
Podcast!
Those are
Podcast! Alright, podcast. Aaron, stop. Hey guys, and welcome to the new and improved Ordinary Men Who Fight Like Heroes podcast. I am surrounded here by children, and none of them are my own. And I'm Chris Fearing as always, and the rest of the guys at the table joining me are...
Drunks and Dragons, a 27-year-old child.
Ballistic Robot, a 59-year-old man. I don't know what you children are talking about.
Next Keywolf, a 13-year-old male.
Yeah, you don't want them to know who you are, Aaron, right?
But
It's not like they can go back and be like...
Yeah, I forgot that I was just, always in the habit of...
For you guys out there, Aaron Bass is Ballistic Robot. So he's going to say Ballistic Robot for the podcast, but rest assured, it is still Aaron Bass.
There's that 1/15th of the population of people that listen to us that don't know that. So there's just like that one guy who's like,
Have you guys noticed?
holy shit!
Have you guys noticed that Ballistic Robot and Aaron Bass are never on the same podcast?
He's putting together like a video that's like stuff they don't want you to know about like me like
Just specifically you.
Here's where it gets crazy.
But here's where it gets crazy. How old is Aaron Bass? It's just like,
And he has like footage of like me from like the Civil War and bullshit like that. People
like,
who look like me from
Fucking breaks it down to like past Aaron and future Aaron. Is one of them Ballistic Robot and the other one Aaron Bass? And who is Aaron Whip Nene Bass?
it blows his small mind, the fact that you're the same guy.
Okay, but one of the things I wanted to bring up at the start of this podcast, because it's the beginning of a new slew of podcasts, because we realized that we hadn't done these in a long time, and I personally fucking love these. And I know there's some of you out there that enjoy this too, just being able to put it on and just listen to us make asses out of ourselves without the confines of a particular game in front of us. But, very first podcast we ever did was published on our channel October 4th, 2014.
Really?
Wow.
So about a year ago, more than a year ago.
Yeah.
Like a year and a month ago.
Yeah. Wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah, man.
Wow, we've actually been putting out content for a whole year.
And before that, because I was doing the Fear Reads before we started doing the podcast.
Yeah,
that's true.
You had those reviews and doing these.
Oh, yeah, the little fucking live action game reviews.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. But one of the big things that we've been talking about a lot, but we haven't had a chance to talk to the Pueblos about, is fucking new Star Wars coming out.
Yes.
That's getting fucking awesome. That's getting really exciting. Like, I don't know how many weeks ago it was as of this recording, but they released the final theatrical trailer during Monday Night Football, and that was...
And we watched it.
That was...
Not on football. We watched it online. We're not silly, but,
all of it. But no, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What gets me is that he's a stormtrooper first.
Well, yeah, I mean, it shows that like still going with the stormtroopers are people that have just gotten like drafted into the Empire, like they were in the original
It's
trilogy.
interesting because it's like a lot of people have kind of complained that you kind of see like like you see him like, I was a stormtrooper, I am a rebel dude, I have a lightsaber now, and it's like, okay, obviously there'll be some kind of character arc for this character, but really that's kind of like a thing that we don't need to complain about. This act, like, you know, okay, so the trailer spoiled that a little bit, but it's nice that we have a character who's on a journey, who's transforming and moving from one place to the next.
And he's not going to be
see some static shit.
And he's not going to be the only one. There's that girl Ray that's going to be there with him too. And it looks like she comes from like a scavenging place.
And then even the other guy who's also a part of the Empire, I think he's going to go through the same kind of thing and be there a little bit of their Han Solo type.
Who?
He's the X-wing pilot.
He's not. I don't think he's part of the Empire at first.
Oh, he isn't.
I've heard that like he's interrogated on the same Star Destroyer.
Oh.
And when Finn sees him, they break out, and they're the ones that escape in that lone TIE fighter that gets shot down.
Man, that's cool.
And that's why he's also wearing that dude's jacket.
Yeah.
It's also nuts, but it's also like, man, there's a lot of things people can speculate and try and garner from the trailer, and I'm kind of like, no, but wait, though, I want to actually watch this movie rather than be told by a bunch of dudes who've analyzed every frame.
Now, speaking of which, we do have two theories of our own. Yeah. There's one that Aaron's kind of garnered for himself, and one that I've kind of garnered because I like looking at like toy boxes and shit like that. Yeah. So go ahead and tell them yours, Aaron, and then I'll tell them mine.
It's weird because, you know, none of I didn't really garner this from the trailer itself so much, but just the lack of it, which is just, you know, where the heck is Luke? And that's still stuck with me, even though I've seen that on, you know, other news sites and things like that.
Yeah, everyone's like, Luke's a bad guy, Luke's
like
something else.
Where is he in this film? And then it's been a common thing for people to say, like, oh, he's just dead or something like that. But I think that's actually legit. I think he actually is like a Force ghost from day one in this movie.
Well, like the leaked photo of him was like him in full Jedi robes with the beard trimmed back, and he's standing in like a studio where they have lights set up and like a plain white background.
Yeah,
so it would be easy to shoot him against it for the way of making the effects to him be a see-through Jedi ghost.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be nuts if it turns out he's a Force ghost.
The thing that makes me go like, what though, is like, for one, that means like Luke never really, or like he's not gonna have his day in this film because he's just gonna be support guy. You know, like,
yeah,
Luke, what's going on?
Well, he's had his day in like all the other ones though.
True.
He's had. Really true. You know, it's really weird. I've never actually like appreciated Luke Skywalker as a main character until like way later, like recently thinking about it. Actually,
it's because he's still like a young guy. He never really gets to that point.
He has
just quite in the movies where it's just like, I know my destiny. I'm a master of my arts. I'm like in essentially I'm a man now.
Yeah.
He never gets to that exact point, to the point where like he's the one confidently standing at the forefront. Maybe towards the end of Jedi.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd say he gets to that point
when
but
he comes
it takes
to
him,
peace with everything.
But it takes him. But it's like it's not till the end of Jedi. But that's the whole point. Is like the entire 3 films are that one arc.
Yeah,
you can watch him go from like I don't know what I'm doing or complaining and shit, and then he levels up, and then he's even better in Empire, and it's like, oh, he has a vague idea of what he needs to do, and rushes kind of headlong into some stuff after some training, and in the 3rd movie, motherfucker's in control, like rescuing people and doing shit and confronting people.
But it's still like there's still that moment when he's fighting Darth Vader that he loses it.
Yeah,
true.
And starts wailing on him. But I think like the moment he sees his dad's face, I think that's when it finally is just like, okay.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, he's been able to lay everything at peace.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, at the very end, when he sees all the ghosts, it's not like, oh, dude, you guys are ghosts? Yeah. But it's more just like, all right, everything's good now.
The thing that I don't quite like about the idea of him being a Force ghost is just like, what does that mean he does for the Force? In turn, like, he did great things to get rid of the Empire and everything like that, but like, in terms of the universe, he's just kind of been like, oh, he got owned, or whatever the hell, you know.
Yeah, if he is a Force ghost, how did he die?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, the thing is, all the Force ghosts you usually see are usually people that have, like, just gone, oh, okay, I'm going to die now. And then, like, they've made that transition.
I hope that they don't do that too, though. Where he's like, Luke's just, like, gonna go and do this suicidal thing because he doesn't care and wants to be a Force ghost now.
I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's like a suicidal... You know what I mean? It's kind of like a, oh no, death is coming. I will prepare myself
Yeah.
to transition to
Like-
the next
like
stage
Yoda.
and not have like an uninterrupted step, like Yoda, like Obi-Wan. See, Qui-Gon Jinn wasn't planning on getting whacked, like getting murdered, so he died normally, like a regular dude. And that's why he didn't just go, disappear Force Ghost. That shit probably would have confused the fuck out of Darth Maul. It's just like, whoop, gone, close. Darth Maul would be like, what the fuck? He's looking around. Obi-Wan's like, whoa! And he's like, I didn't even know I could do that shit.
But
they're both kind of scared, like terrified.
Yeah.
There also is that shot in the early trailers that you see like his uncovered robot hand
Yeah.
like on R2.
My personal theory is that they're gonna show like the first 5 minutes is gonna be like, this is Luke and he's doing stuff, and then what? And then it cuts to like Finn doing stuff, and then you're like, what happened to Luke?
It
though?
cuts to a Force Ghost.
But I mean, and then Leia and Han are gonna be like, Luke, you know, and just they'll ask about what happened to the great hero, and they'll just kind of look distantly into the sunset and be like,
Poor
You're
Luke.
making this
We'll
sound
talk
like it's gonna be
about it.
terrible.
I hope not though. But like, that's just when I thought of this theory, I'm just like, I don't kind of want that.
But so Aaron's theory is that Luke is a Force ghost.
And the main thing that made me go, okay, it's probably that. It's just the fact that we don't see his face. They have a series of posters that just came out, and it's like Finn and Rey and Poe and
Everybody
Han.
else.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody
else.
but Luke.
And Finn's and Rey's staff with like that red blade on it.
Well, there's like individual face posters, and it's just got hers like over the right eye. And
They're
everybody's
probably
got something over the right
they're probably
eye.
holding back on it. Like it's probably going to be something vital to the plot. I'm not saying he won't become a Force ghost by the end.
Yeah, I would be.
But
fine
I
with
think
that.
they're just kind of like holding off on it to be
Just
like,
jumps out and
that's
some
what
dudes.
he's doing.
I'd be like, oh yeah!
Cool. That'd be fucking cool.
But like the theory that I've got is because when Force Friday hit, the only thing that I got, because I collect a bunch of shit, is the Lego Millennium Falcon. Because like the only Millennium Falcon I've had in Lego form was the very, very first one they put out, and it's clunky and boxy, and you have to take the entire lid off. This one's legit as fuck. I mean, everything fans out. You got all the different sections. It all looks legit from the movies. But when you get it, inside, like the radar dish is different, and you can see it's different in the actual trailer. And inside the Falcon is like a bunch of junk and boxes and stuff that look out of place.
Huh.
Now, it also comes with two like Arabian-looking like sand bounty hunter dudes that are labeled with names on the box for the minifigures. And on the box itself, they're in the sand. Like I know it's just made up for the box, but just putting things together. They're in the sand shooting at the Falcon as it's flying away. It also comes with Finn, Rey, BB-80 or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Little ball robot.
Yeah, Han and Chewie. And it made me think like, why in the trailer would Han be saying Chewie we're home unless these guys got the Falcon by either stealing it from Han or Han got like older, lost it at a gamble, like he won it in a gamble from Lando. And so when they decide they need a way off of this place, he's like, oh, these bounty hunters have my ship. They're still here. If you help me. And or like the
Yeah.
girl's like, well, we can go get it. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, no, we can't. And she's already gone. And he's like, ugh, and like chases after her with Chewbacca.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
pretty
that
cool.
my bet is on like it's stolen more so than maybe he'd gamble it, because I think after a while he'd be like, hell no, because that's tough. Like he'd have to be like,
I'm saying like
really
if he's
cocky.
really down on his luck.
I don't know. He'd have to be down on his luck and really fucking feeling confident about that fucking card game.
Yeah.
Damn.
But no, like I think there's going to be like a point in the, and it's, besides them flying through the rubble in the beginning away from like TIE fighters and stuff, I think that will come like soon after.
Yeah.
Like when they steal it back, maybe like Finn's with them by that point, and like some of the bounty hunters there are like, wait, his face just went up on the grid as like a wanted person for the Empire. That's them. Contact them, and that's when the
Yeah.
ties come in, and it's like they'll get him, we'll get our reward, and we'll get the ship back.
Nice.
And so that, like, I think that's going to be, like, one of the points near the beginning of the movie, is them, like, getting the Falcon back from these bounty hunter guys.
That would make sense. Also, this is kind of why I like this part of, like, being in, like, the Star Wars hype. Like, even before watching the movie, I think it's one of the best times to be a Star Wars fan, because you don't, like, you're not, like, go laden with, oh, what actually happened, I didn't like this, I like this, or, like, seeing the film even kind of is there's just something about this point.
There's still a
Before you
realm of
watch it.
possibility.
Yeah, where the entire thing is just open.
Yeah.
I like the best.
You can go crazy with it.
Yeah, and you can have all these crazy fan theories.
Like, what the fuck is that temple that Han's leading him to that has all the
Yeah.
banners but the Mandalorian one front and center?
I think we talked about theories.
And
on that
are
one.
those guys from the raid actually involved in this fucking movie? 'Cause
Are they
only-
part of Kylo Ren's troop of dudes?
That was
Because
They're
about-
all wielding different fucking weapons.
Because I was
that
gonna
looks
say,
boss.
Makai is. I can't remember the actor's name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's fucking rumored. He's counted on IMDb is rumored. So I'm just like, damn it. I want to know if he's in this movie or not.
Is Kylo Ren a Skywalker looking to like continue where his grandfather left off by like collecting all of Vader's shit?
Yeah.
Is Kylo Ren the most popular costume you'll see at conventions when this movie comes? It already is. Congratulations.
Oh, really?
I
I haven't
will-
seen anyone cosplay as Kylo Ren.
I am waiting. I am waiting.
It's gonna happen.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
waiting. I'm waiting
'Cause
for like Force Celebration. There's like all Kylo Ren.
And it's a simpler outfit to do because there's no like pieces of armor except for the mask. There's no crazy shit, and besides, like once he's demasked in the movie, it makes that costume just that much easier to do.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is like wear your Jon Snow outfit and carry your lightsaber.
Cool. Actually, just anyone in the Game of Thrones outfit and just giving a lightsaber is still pretty boss.
Yeah.
You were saying?
I was talking about the guy with the mask reminds me of Raven from
Oh, Revan from.
or Revan
Yeah.
from the
Totally think
Old
makes me think of
Republic.
that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they got it ripped off from that, or not really ripped off, but ideas from that.
Well,
Yeah,
they
a
had
little
the same
bit.
source of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was both like concept art for Darth Vader. There was also something I saw on IO9 just today that was like, this dude from that new Star Wars cartoon is just like ripped concept art from some other character in the Force Unleashed or the new Force Awakens, but it doesn't look like anybody we've seen.
Huh.
Yeah, but he's like a Jedi Inquisitor.
No, I kind of
I
like.
know, like when they before like a lot of stuff for Force Awakens came out, there were a bunch of people saying like, yeah, the Sith bad guy in here is going to be like a really like late version of the Inquisitors that go around and like hunt down stuff that have to do with the Jedi.
Yeah, I keep hearing that too.
And that would make sense when him hunting down all the Vader relics. And I still like the idea that in that second trailer, you see the continuation of the scene where he ignites his saber in the woods to be like him about to fucking just straight up fight Finn.
Yeah.
And the look on Finn's face when he's like, oh shit! And like going for the block.
It's so good.
I'm in a sword fight! I love the idea that he's just there and they're like talking and he takes the helmet off and like I just really want there to be one of those lines where he looks at it and when like Finn ignites the saber he's like that should be mine or something like that
Yeah.
and that's what provokes like the fucking fight.
That'd be fucking cool.
So will he not miss anymore when he's a Jedi?
Will he not miss anymore?
He's a stormtrooper first.
Damn it.
Turns out he was the only stormtrooper who could hit people. Then they realized he's a good guy, so they all tried to get him, and that's why he ran away.
No man, when he gets the Force he'll be able to hit everyone. I mean, all of it. That actually became something. We were like watching the trailer for like the umpteenth fucking time.
Well, we're trying to pause it right as the lightning strikes, so we can catch the villain and all of his
see
homeboys.
Kylo Ren's squad of like different weapon carrying dudes.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't catch just right. It would always be too dark or too light or something like that. And the way Xbox is, when you jump back to rewind, it jumps back a chunk of the video. So we quite literally saw just
Harrison
maybe 10
Ford.
times of Harrison Ford's close-up just going like, all of it.
All of it. All of it.
10
Just
times in a row.
continues.
That's so good. I love the fucking line too.
Got to the point like, wait, all of it?
Yeah.
All of it.
So you think this person that you said was scavenging up Darth Vader's stuff, you think he's going to be the new Darth Vader?
He wants to be.
He
Or
wa-
it
yeah,
feels
he
like
wants
he's
to
got
be.
a hard on maybe to be Vader. Who knows? He's going to follow in Vader's footsteps. He'll at least be like an admirer. A not-so-secret admirer. Complete with, like, planetary death weapons and fucking, you know, ships, the Star Destroyer and shit.
Yeah.
but
But actual Empire stuff. It's good, but the whole movie looks like concept art, so that's also good.
yeah,
Yes.
that's gonna be cool. And the one part of the trailer that always makes Justin like overhype, like a child on Christmas, is the shot of in the earlier trailer of like the fucking flame troopers just blazing the shit out of everything with
yeah,
legit
when I saw the
flamethrowers.
flamethrower stormtroopers, I was very excited. I was like, well, fuck me. Just Throw me down in the bed and fuck me. I won't stop you.
Because they almost look like slick new snow troopers with flamethrowers.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, yes! Oh, metal! I would fucking...
Now you just put them in the Battle of Hoth and like Justin would just spontaneously combust.
Ah, yeah, man. If they're like, you want to join the Empire? Yes. You want a flamethrower? Fuck yeah, I do.
What I can't really wait is to see the new vehicles in this.
I'm just gonna...
If they have like new types of ships and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be speeders and crazy
Load
shit.
that bitch up. Get him, me. Get him. Fire.
And then, like, merchandising side, there's also the return of a much-missed line of merchandise for Star Wars. The fucking Micro Machines.
Heck yes. You
They're
know
actually
how,
like the helmets and shit that open up on the scenes. They have the vehicles and the little figures and shit in there.
Oh, yeah. For playing the Star Wars role-playing game, like, that's essentially what I use for miniatures.
Yeah.
Not so much now, I guess, anymore. I made all these little flats, that are, all these little, like, cutout guys for, like, my game down at the comic book shop. And... I'll probably now actually just use those next time I get an opportunity to play Star Wars because I made so many. I made like a good number of stormtroopers and I made like Imperial officers, Imperial these guys, and Rebel these dudes, and a bunch of other people. I made some other people from other existing role-playing games just to fill some slots from previous games, like our game.
Yes.
And so like I've got those guys.
I'm trying to figure out which ones go.
It'll be really weird, and the Metal Gear one.
Oh.
Because Metal Gear is the best thing to actually play, but like you use it to just play Metal Gear Solid, and I'm sure someone will be like, why not just like play a game that's actually like Metal Gear Solid? Like, but there's no modern day. There's no modern day set role playing game I can think of where it's like, yeah, that has all the things you need in it. There are really none.
Star Wars is already just like anything can happen, anything goes. That you can just be like, and Metal Gear inside that. It'll fucking work.
It's like Dwarf Game.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's really good. So like I made those little figures. I made the ones for those guys. So I've got like Derek, I got you, I got Jeff's character, I got Seth's character. It's like, yes.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
I've also heard that Captain Phasma is going to be like coming from whatever the fuck, Brienne of Tarth, whatever the woman is that plays Captain Phasma, has said that apparently Captain Phasma is more of a Boba Fett character.
Really?
In this movie, like really awesome, does a lot of cool stuff, really doesn't talk that much, and it's not like always at the forefront of everything that's going on.
I was hoping that it was what it was going to be.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. I really wondered if she even takes her fucking helmet off in the movie.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if she kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
Just the robotic voice.
Isn't there a sand trooper or I guess that's the other girl you guys are talking about. She's in one of the sand trooper outfits and she takes off her helmet carrying the bow staff.
No.
That's Rey. That's one of the main two characters,
okay.
alongside the black stormtrooper guy.
Yeah, she just has like a weird, crazy Dune outfit. I don't even know. They're not even on Tatooine. It's not even Tatooine. Is it Tatooine?
No, it's not Tatooine.
Yeah, it's some other desert planet.
It's some other planet that like.
To be fair, the planet.
Whatever the planet's name is, that's like some huge battle happened there. Jakku.
To be fair, that planet was probably fucked when that Star Destroyer decided to eat shit. And he's just like, excuse me! And then
but it's also like
nuke the planet.
Apparently there was such a big battle there that like a lot of their buildings and shops are built into the hulls of like fallen over like AT-AT walkers.
That's cool.
And shit like that. Like they've hollowed them out and just made homes into those things.
Nice.
This walker's a duplex. And you get a new walker. And you get a new walker.
Oh, Aaron, speaking of Star Wars, have you seen the the silhouettes of the 6 DLC characters they're going to bring out for Street Fighter V?
They have the silhouettes already? I mean,
Silhouettes,
I've heard what they are.
Silhouettes for the first 6 characters that are going to be DLC.
I've heard that they found the voices of the announcer going like, this person, the 6. And the list that I heard, I was like, that's pretty fucking good.
Okay, because I was going to say, if you look at these silhouettes, you're like, that's that person, that's that person, that's that person.
Sweet.
So, who have you heard?
I can't remember them all, but the ones I remember were Urian and Alex and Buki and Jareen. And I don't remember the other two.
Well, one of them's Akuma.
Oh, huh.
And
Wait,
Guile.
you mean
Yeah, and Guile.
you mean
yeah.
there was actually a smoking chance that like fucking Akuma would not be in this game?
Well, they were talking
Like,
about.
I
No,
just
like he was always like
I always kind of flat assume Ryu, Ken, and Akuma are always going to be in the game. Like,
well, he was always like
They
said that
kinda
they were going to
are.
be DLC. Like in the original games, he wasn't really like in it.
Yeah,
He was like a
even the
secret
version of-
boss in one of the versions of 2.
Yeah, I didn't even have that version.
Yeah.
The version I played never had it.
Like he wasn't like a main
character.
character until like one of the versions or 2 or later than that.
It was like Super Turbo 2 Remix, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like one of the final versions of 2 because it
Yeah.
was like 2 and then Turbo 2 and then 2 the new Warriors the World Warriors that had like DJ and Cammy and 2 other of those fuckers in it, and then like he was a secret boss fight that if you like got like perfects all the way to Bison, he would fucking drop in at the beginning of the Bison fight and you
In
could
the
fight
World
him.
Warriors?
In either World Warriors or the version of 2 that came after that one.
Okay.
and then you
Because
had
I
to
played the World Warriors.
and then you had to
That's
fight
the
him, and
one.
he was nuts.
Fei Long was one. Fei Long and T-Hawk. So it was Cammy, DJ, Fei Long, and T-Hawk. They were the ones that were added after the original roster of 2.
So how
And
come-
I found out something. That Laura chick that does the lightning stuff.
Yeah.
She's Sean's sister.
Really?
Yeah, she's Sean's older sister.
Holy
My
crap!
name is Sean, you Yankee prick.
What'd you find? Oh, damn it! I've seen that.
Yeah.
The guy walking with the lightsaber walker.
Yeah, I want to say
But
that's reminiscent.
Speaking of the Street Fighter, how come Guile was a DLC? Because I always thought it was Ryu, Ken, and Guile.
Well, Guile hasn't been in a lot of them, but he's gotten to the point where a lot of people like Guile.
Yeah, he's a fan of it.
Like,
Yeah.
what, I thought he was like in the first one. I thought.
I think it would be cool if he was in the second one. But yeah, he was on the main roster in that one, along with like Dalsim and E Honda and all them. I think it'd be really cool if they went like I can't wait to see what they look like, to see how they've been redesigned. Because you gotta think, other people in 5 have been completely redesigned.
That's really true, actually. Yeah, I think that would be great to see.
Either move wise
Especially
or just straight up looks wise.
Yeah.
Because there's like, okay, I don't know what the name of the artist is, but I'll throw it up here, future Chris. But there's a guy that's done, and you know this about me. I love like the very end of things for characters, like Old Man Logan and shit like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like someone's taken Street Fighter characters and done that with them.
Well, that's to
Like
me.
done like super realistic images of them and written like a blurb paragraph about what happened to them.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, like from doing all the sonic booms, Guile went deaf and was dishonorably discharged from the Air Force for attacking an officer
Damn.
because he thought the officer was coming up behind him to attack him, and so now like he's gotten kind of like over the hill and just hangs out in bars and shit like that. But like along those lines, there's also like Balrog realized that he wasn't like gonna really make it against like certain fighters, so he went and fucking learned kickboxing.
Oh, nice.
And so now he's come back into the ring, and it's like a cool redesign with like longer dreads pulled into a ponytail and like boxing gloves, but they have like the fingers cut out so he can like do the kickboxing
Sweet.
stuff. Fei Long like lost to Cyber Vega, and like so he was beaten so badly he was almost killed. So he went and like trained for years. The like Ryu's soul is gone because of the Satsui no Hado that took him over, and so Ken has used like all of his family's money to keep him in a cell down like far underground until he can find where Ryu's soul is and try to put it back into his body.
Jeez.
Instead of letting that out in the world to hurt people and like destroy that vessel.
Nice.
Akuma's pretty much become like an ethereal spirit by this point because like his body just decayed around him because of the energy that was inside of him.
Nice.
There's like Zangief has wandered off into the wilderness because he's found God.
Oh, wow.
And so now he just kind of keeps to himself and just like will wrestle the occasional bear, but just primarily chops trees and delivers like logs to different villages.
Cool.
And these are all like accompanied by really like on point, realistic depictions of these guys.
Very cool.
And it's like it's fucking boss, man.
That makes me all like whenever I think of like Days of Future Past for Street Fighter, it's always been my 3 in my mind. Like I always felt like 3 is just always in the future. no matter like how far ahead they go in their own timeline. I'm like, but 3 is like the end of the series or something.
Which one's like who's in 3?
3 is the one that has Alex and like 12 and Aura.
Oh god.
So
dude,
it's always like super hyper like crazy shit.
That actually reminds me of that fucking special that we watched about Bison.
Oh wait,
Balrog.
Or Balrog. That's right.
Bison, Balrog.
Whatever. Boxer.
Boxer.
Yeah.
Boxer special. That was good though.
That was pretty fucking legit.
Yeah.
You know that Charlie, like apparently Charlie in 5 is a good guy still.
Cool.
And like he's actually come back for like the only reason to kill Bison.
Charlie Nash.
Like quote unquote nothing more, nothing less.
So he's just there to kill Bison. And
He's
that's
there to murder M. Bison.
Oh god.
And that's all he's there for.
Cool. Man, I played a really awesome mission in 5.
What was it?
It was the one. It was freaking the parasites that were in everybody. There was a mutation, and then like essentially like the quarantine unit, just everything would turn into zombies almost, and then like Snake is sent in a team in there, and the team stops reporting. So boss is just like, okay, I'll go in there myself and figure out what's going on and find out whatever, and he finds like some people still alive, and they're like clutching their throats and like find dead bodies with their blood just coming out of their throat almost and crazy shit like that. And you see like video footage of dudes like almost biting each other like they've become zombies or something weird. And then it turns out like this dude is like sending a transmission or something like that, and they're trying to figure out where he is. They finally get to them, and he's at the exit of the base, like just outside is like you can see daylight and everything like that. And he's been stabbed, and he's stopped, and he's got these night vision goggles, and he tells Snake, you know, like, or he doesn't tell Snake this, but you learn that you need to use the night vision goggles to tell if people are infected or not, and you can see that in the glowing in their throats.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then it turns out that like this new infection was started by like the parasites they use to fix people, and that this infection is making them like all want to go outside, and then like they'll die outside, and the birds will pick their bodies, and then the birds will send the infection out to the entire world. So if anybody gets out of that base, it's pretty much like the end of the world. So boss is immediately like, people start rushing boss immediately after he finds this out, and they're about to like get outside. So like there's a friggin' like some of them get out, and there's a bomb that goes off from dudes like shooting all that stuff, and then boss is just like, I've got to do it. So he starts shooting them, and then you have to go back through the entire area where you've been like, I'll save you, don't worry, and things like that, and kill all of them.
Dude, that's pretty damn cool.
That's hard.
And that's the cutscene. That's the mission that leads to that cutscene where he's like got the caskets and everything, and like
the dust that he just goes like all over his face.
I love cocaine.
Powdered sugar.
It's the best.
spoilers, by the way.
Oh, come on, Aaron. Everyone's already beat it, and they're going to leave spoilers for you in the comments.
Cool.
Hashtag yell at me.
Go ahead and beat it.
Yeah, I'll beat it. I'll beat it.
Yeah, hashtag yell at me. Go yell at Aaron on Twitter to finish fucking Metal Gear so I can like scream at him the ending after he finds it out. But I was telling Justin, I've actually been playing South Park Stick of Truth. That game is really, really fucking fun.
Nice.
Like magic is done in there the best appropriate way I've ever seen magic done in any kind of game.
How's that?
It's all farts.
Cool.
You can dragon shout, which is sucking in a fart and then like building it up and then blasting it out in like a concussive force. You can do something called cup a spell, where you fart into your hand and throw it at your enemy. And you can also do something called a sneaky squeaker, where you let out the tiniest fart and you can catch it and throw it and then detonate it somewhere away so people will like wander over to it. But like, and it's cool because if you have too much mana, you'll shit your pants.
Holy shit.
But there's like a bunch of really, really hilarious shit in that game because you have to like pick classes at the beginning, and like they're all playing this, but like They've got bards. They've got people's houses set up like fucking taverns and shit like that. And there's a lot of like legit stuff in there that reminded me of like past Pathfinder games that we've played, because it's so like generic, perfect D&D kind of stuff that happens in it.
Cool.
That game is fucking hilarious.
So
Too funny. Oh, you were saying?
I was just checking out some Disney Infinity stuff here, and they actually have the new Star Wars characters coming out.
Oh, the Awakens pictures of them? Yeah. Because they've got like Finn and Rey coming out with the playset, and then Kylo Ren as a separate figure, and Poe Dameron as a separate figure.
I was gonna say, did we see how long that sale was going on at Toys R Us? There was a sale at Toys R Us for like, you know, that we saw on.
It might still be going on. If not, I know it'll probably like come back closer to December.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, because at some point I need to.
2015.
Whoa.
People might watch this in the future, and they should know that. The sale.
Oh yeah, the sales around the time we record this, which is like a few days before this is uploaded. But I also need to go back there at some point soon, because Mewtwo is the amiibo for Mewtwo is coming out like next week.
Sweet.
And the beginning of this week, they came out with the 3-pack. That's the sword fighter, the gunner, and the hand-to-hand fighter.
Nice.
And I just think that'd be cool, because when you scan those in, you can set those to be different Mii fighters that you've created.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah, so you'd be able to like just bring those guys around to other people's consoles really easily.
But that'd be nice.
Yeah, I just thought that'd be fucking cute.
They also have the Dog Hunt, Mr. Game & Watch, and
that 3-pack that's got Rob
Rob.
and Game & Watch and Duck Hunt Dog.
They got those in
That's not a bad 3-pack. Like you got to look at those figures. That Rob is really fucking detailed.
Yeah.
And that's cool that the Game & Watch has like the different poses you can switch out for and everything like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I still can't wait to see Donald Duck. I know this is going back to Disney Infinity, but I can't wait to see Donald Duck as a Disney Infinity Kingdom Hearts character.
Yeah, that's even still, whether it's good or not, it's cool that like the 4th Disney Infinity is going to be Kingdom Hearts. Just to have like figurines in that style of those characters would be pretty damn cool.
It would be, man.
Just to have like a Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora in that style as like a little figure and stuff like that would be awesome.
Apparently, they had a trailer in Japan for the Japan's Disney whatever press conference where they released stuff D23. But they people are saying, oh man, they were gonna have a trailer for America. They're gonna release that version any day now, and then they still haven't done that. But that was like 2.
Oh, for 3?
Yeah.
You can if you had a code back in the day, you can get Mickey to wear the Mickey Mouse outfit from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, like that was actually a passed out thing at a convention. They only had 100 of them.
Wow.
But it was a disc that you just sat on and scanned in, and the Mickey from Disney Infinity 3, when you put him in and scan that disc, he'd be wearing like the King Mickey outfit from Kingdom Hearts.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you get all the figures for 3.0 and get them at least to level 1, you unlock the standard Kingdom Key Keyblade that any figure could pick up and wield, which is a fucking cool pickup.
So, yeah, I would love to have Mickey as Kingdom Hearts with the Keyblade.
Yeah, that'd be pretty boss.
He kind of fights like Yoda in this Kingdom Hearts series.
Oh yeah, jumping around and shit like that.
Yeah.
So what con are you going to this weekend, Derek, for the Pueblos?
NecoCon is the one I was talking about.
Who you going as?
I'm going as Where's Wada and Luffy from One Piece.
Nice, good shit, dude.
Oh, you're double duty in costumes, huh?
Yeah.
You're gonna be there for the weekend, right?
Saturday and Sunday. Yep. So I want to see how many people find me when I go there.
Oh yeah, it's Waldo, dude. You'd have metric fuck ton of people finding you. And
I just don't want a Deadpool to do anything to me. Because you know how Deadpools are.
Dude.
Yes.
Did you know that Ryan Reynolds fucking did that shit?
Oh, went as Deadpool to a con?
No. Halloween, in his neighborhood, he dressed in like the movie Deadpool outfit he got from the studio and just walked the streets and took pictures with kids.
Holy crap.
And shit like that. And there's actually like one that's like been like the picture that's been thrown around out there. There's a bunch of like 5 and 6 year olds dressed up as like Storm, Beast, Wolverine, Cyclops, and Magneto
Oh,
all
shit.
standing there, and he's standing behind him like with his fucking fists on his hips, and they're like all posed like their characters and shit in
That's
front of
awesome.
him. Yeah, but I was like, that's fucking cool. Fucking doing it right, man.
Nice.
Man, that's awesome, and I'm also like, that's hilarious because kids ain't gonna be able to see his movie because it's full
Yeah.
of swearing and violence. But that's okay.
Oh, but apparently, like, we were talking about the other day that it's cool seeing Colossus in there. Apparently, they gave, like, the production studio gave them a list that's, like, characters you can use and characters you can't use.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And so, like, they were able to use Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, but that's not actually her name in the comics.
Huh.
And they also gave them, like, a bunch of other characters that, like, apparently, like, the guy was quoted as saying, like, we were reading these, and, like, most of the list, we had no idea who these were. And these were, like, weird character names like Tar Baby. And the guy was, like, I called him back up, and I was like, I don't think we're going to use Tar Baby. It's a black person in blackface. With, like, a white diaper. That would just, and like the big ass red lips. That would be the funniest fucking thing. A black person in like pitch black blackface.
I would clap. That would be awesome.
I'm sure that's not it, but we actually now have to find a picture of Tar Baby to throw up so we
Oh,
know this,
yeah,
this is
so-
the actual character.
There you go, guys. Future Chris, take care of that shit. But one thing that's fucking sick is they flat out said like, yeah, Deadpool 2 is gonna happen, and yes, it's gonna have Cable in it.
Oh sweet.
So it's gonna be the best.
Cable is like one of my all-time favorite.
Cable's fucking badass. Be cool if they had Clancy Brown as Cable.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked.
That'd be fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Too good.
No,
I got it.
I'm excited to see Cable.
Picking at your arm?
I'm just pulling my. That's not Tar.
God damn it,
That's
Derek!
That's not Tar Baby. That's not.
Jeez,
It's
dude.
it's blackface handsome Squidward
Ugh.
with like fucking pink lips. God.
But no, I'm pretty sure they don't want them using any of the really, really huge X-Men in
yeah.
Deadpool.
I guess
There's
you
like
couldn't really.
legal. There's like legal boundaries and crazy dumb stuff.
Speaking of which, you know what's retarded?
What?
They've like in the recent
Retards?
like speaking of besides them, but in the recent resurgence of like Squirrel Girl, because like apparently people like really really bad Marvel characters, but in the new like issue 1 of her after like the Marvel Universe reset, apparently her mom visits and like she's a college girl, so it's like the mom fish out of water like visiting all the friends, kind of like sitcom-y kind of thing, which is fine. But like then her mom is like, she tells her friends that like apparently her daughter is not a mutant. Like they found out when she was really young that like not by any genetic or any legal thing is she a mutant. I was like, oh my god, this is just horseshit because the fucking movie studio is fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've even started a brand new X-Men story arc that has like the X-Men turning on each other, and Marvel's already said like, yeah, we're gonna kill a lot of these off.
Holy crap!
So it's like, oh, cool, because this movie studios can't get along now that Disney's got Marvel and they're doing all this cinematic shit. So, like, yeah, they're just going to kill off a bunch of the X-Men like they killed off Fantastic Four. Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. That's my favorite. It's not like that's the one fucking Marvel comic I grew up with was, like, X-Men and standalone Wolverine. Those were the ones I always got and read from the drugstore across from Hall Ass Alley when that was still open.
Jeez.
Like, my grandmother on my dad's side would pick me up from middle school once a week, and I'd be like, can we go past there? And she would drop me off, and I would run in and get X-Men and get standalone Wolverine. Sometimes I'd get Amazing Spider-Man if it had, like, a villain I liked. And then, like, later on, I started collecting Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men. But, like, it was mainly X-Men. It's my favorite ones. There's so many good X-Men.
I didn't even know about that, but yeah, there are. And I hear that they're gonna like fight the Inhumans a lot now, or something like that. Like it's gonna be X-Men versus the Inhumans.
I mean, it's bad enough that they fucked up everything with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch first in the movies, and then it came to pass in the comics.
Is Quicksilver dead in the comics?
No, but they revealed like, yeah, Magneto's not their father. You're not actually mutants. You're what we call Inhumans. You're like, oh, that's cool. Is that like the name for mutants that Marvel came up with so they can still use them in the movies? Yes. It's stupid.
Yeah.
So dumb. And
Like,
it's
I like
really-
the name Inhumans, but I like the name if it was used for a group of mutants that were supervillains or something.
That'd
Like,
be
if there
cool.
was a weird, ambiguous, somewhat villainous group that called themselves the Inhumans, and they were just really, really mean mutants, I'd be fine with that. But
Yeah.
the fact that there's actually another category of entities that are called Inhumans that are not mutants, but are mutants, because they're just dudes with superpowers, that makes no sense. And how do you become an Inhuman? Like, how does that work again?
I hear weird stuff about him. Like,
All I can think of is the rise of the Imperfects. You remember those guys?
Yeah,
the
I remember-
genetically
yeah.
engineered dudes from the fighting game?
oh shit, I didn't realize that was what that was.
I don't think that's what they are, but that's just what they remind me of. They're
Oh.
like, oh, wow, that just what makes me think of that's what they are.
You know what really throws me off?
What's that?
How they're gonna start off Civil War.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
in the comics, Civil War starts with a bunch of like really low tier mutant superheroes that are trying to make a name for themselves, and they're like fucking dumbass punk kids. They're like 2 steps above shitholes, but like they've got their own camera crew and they've got their own reality show they're trying to pitch, and they're like.
yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna take down this really powerful mutant bad guy. We've closed down and we found his safe house. And they're like fucking behind the bushes in this fucker's backyard, talking to the camera going, we're gonna get him. Let's go, guys. And they like all just like crash into the side of this house. And the fucking dude they're going after is Nitro, who is like a really high ranking like evil mutant. So he just turns around and is like, oh, you guys are coming to fight me, and like blasts a few of them down, and then they start closing in on him, and he's just like, okay, and explodes. Because he's got the power to create like small, almost nuclear explosions, and it engulfs this entire suburban neighborhood, killing like dozens of like children and families and shit. And that's what makes everyone turn on superheroes. Because it was these superheroes trying to make a name for themselves that caused like all these people to just outright die.
If the
And
movie-
everybody's like, where were the Avengers when this happened? And that's where like Tony Stark shows up at like the giant funeral held for the kids, and one of the moms comes forward and like spits in his face. And that's when it finally like it clicks down in his like pickled, disgusting, stupid character heart that he's like, I'm gonna put a lot of money towards this, and I'm gonna help the government like back this fucking like registration act to make all superheroes turn in their identities and become government officials. And that's when Cap is just like, we're not gonna do this. This is what we've always done. There have always been people out there fucking it up. It's terrible that this happened, but that just means we as heroes need to up our game to make sure people don't ruin this and put innocent lives in danger for no reason. And that's where he and Falcon like band together with like heroes and villains that don't want to do this shit. But like during Civil War, Wolverine is just like, okay, cool. And like Professor X is like, you know you have to do this. He's like, yeah. And Professor X is like, I'm not gonna tell anybody. And he's like, okay, cool. And Wolverine spends all of Civil War going like by himself to murder Nitro.
Hey, damn. Huh.
Yeah. To the point where Nitro like causes an explosion inside Wolverine's body that like negates him down to his skeleton.
Shit.
And he crumples, and Nitro's about to get away, and then like fucking on top of his vehicle, like only half of the skin back, is fucking zombie ass Wolverine. But it's like it's pretty awesome. But that's like he's doing that. You don't really see Nitro for the rest of Civil War when it comes to like everybody else because they're too busy butting heads with each other.
No one bothered looking for the actual evil suicide mutant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because everybody had blown it out of proportion so much.
I'm just waiting for like that shit to happen, or if Captain America: Civil War opens with some punk ass superheroes being like, "We found a bad guy," I would be like, "Oh shit!" This
Yeah,
is
that'd
not
be
gonna-
even if they're not like, yeah, it's those guys, yeah, it's Nitro. If it was still just kind of that, I'd be like, okay, cool. They're doing the best with what they can. I'm
It'd be
fine with
sick
this.
though if it was Nitro though.
It's also a shame that like Shield's already collapsed in the
Yeah.
Marvel universe because there's a really cool point in Civil War where the like 24 fully armed SWAT Shield agents surround Cap, and like Maria Hill is leading them, and she's like, you know, you're coming with us, or we're gonna take you down.
Jeez.
And Cap turns around and is like, And Cap's like fucking sitting in his room painting, and he's like, I really wish it didn't. I wish it didn't have to come to this, Maria. And she's like, you know, it has to be done, Cap. We're doing this for the good of everyone else. And you're like, no, you're doing this because you're following orders. And he turns, it's like, you know, like, I've trained half of you. I know all of you by first name. I've had dinner with you.
Damn.
I've discussed your families. So I really apologize for what I'm about to do. And
Damn.
straps on the shield and beats the shit out of all of them. And they just keep calling in reinforcements to the point where he actually tires out. Because he's been beating so many of them up and they fucking take him in.
Jeez.
And it's at the end of Civil War that he's finally like, it's gotten to the point where he and Iron Man and their like super teams are straight up fighting each other in the streets, and he's the one that calls it off. Because he's like, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger man, Tony. I'm going to be what you could never be.
Nice.
And I'm going to stop this because it's turning all of us against each other.
I'm gonna be what you can never be, Chris Evans. And then like, that's
I'm going to be what you could never be. Genuinely likable for good reasons.
aw.
Tony Stark is fucking terrible.
Yep.
I like you're just like, fuck Tony Stark.
Whether in the movies or the comics, Tony Stark is like is a bad guy in a good guy's outfit.
somewhere, Robert Downey Jr.'s ears are like burning or some shit. He's like looking around the room and some
It's
shit.
alright, he'll just think it's the crazy amounts of booze he's chugging.
Well, he does play himself in his movies.
Yeah. As he looks in the mirror and goes, my God, I've become Ethan. And then Robert Downey Jr. cries and eats a pistol. The end.
It's just on a plate. He's got a fork and a knife.
He cuts up a pistol and eats it bit by bit.
Just eats a gun. Literally.
He almost
like
does,
steak.
he almost does that when he's a teacher in the film. He drinks to the point where he's about to shoot himself.
And apparently,
Which
like,
movie was that?
It was named after the kid's name, where the kid like became famous through his school because he was like listening to everybody's problems and stuff. And
oh, Charlie Bartlett.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I remember the movie where he's in the bathroom and he's like a therapist.
Yeah,
I
Robert
remember.
Downey Jr.'s in that movie. And
Yeah.
the movie wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't actually too bad in that movie.
Apparently, Civil War is going to start with the Vision and Scarlet Witch in a relationship.
Really?
So, like in the comics.
Nice.
But like
wow.
apparently, sometime in Civil War, Vision's going to go off into space.
But that's the thing about the Vision,
What?
though. I'm like,
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
how does the Vision have a relationship? Because he's just a weird robot dude.
Man, I read the synopsis of the newest comic that the Vision's in, and that was bizarre.
Where he tries to like make a family
Yeah.
and shit like that.
I like how it's like, I'm fairly certain it's not like how we think. It's like he tries to make a family. You mean like he actually tries to like write genetically craft
No.
into the
It's
atmospheres like a
creepy.
family?
Like it's a woman and two kids that look exactly like him.
Yeah, and they're like trying to be human, but don't. They have emotions, but don't understand like how they relate to people, and like
They're trying to like live in a house and act like a family and shit like that. It's fucking creepy.
It sounds cool though. It sounds like
yeah,
it's
it
just
sounds
like
really
it
awesome.
sounds really bizarre, but it sounds really cool.
But apparently, by the end of Civil War, like he's just gonna be in space.
That's weird.
So there's like a chance he'll show up in Ragnarok. There's a chance he'll show up in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and that also puts him in space for something to happen to him and him to lose the Mind Stone. So
Yeah.
Thanos can have all of them by the time he gets to Earth for Infinity
that would
War.
also make sense.
I just imagine he's
He'll
standing there.
It'll be like the Vision gives up on humanity or something like that.
The Vision is standing there with Scarlet Witch, and he's like, "I love you," and then it cuts to him in space, just floating there. Well, here I am, and then there's this like fucking Star Lord looking out the ship window.
Star Warlord?
There's fucking, you know, one of the other
The
Chris's
guy
that
from
works,
Jurassic Park.
The guy from Jurassic Park, one of the other many Chris's that works for Marvel. Chris Pratt, there we are.
Yeah.
He's just looking out the window like, huh. Like, just as he's flying by, like, huh. Hand, like, you know, hand on his fist, his face, like, just, he's propping his head, he's like, huh. And this, like, oh man.
And never speaks of it again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and never speaks
That's
of
like
it.
the only cameo he has in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's like you can barely see him out the window in one shot, and he like he looks out and is like, huh, and then just turns back to what he's doing. But no,
Just fucking
would
raccoon.
do that
Is
too.
that a red floating man? Yes. Huh. Everyone's like, so like, weird.
you know what I really hope? I really hope in Infinity War it's not like Thanos comes to Earth with an army of dudes, blah blah blah. It's like the end of Avengers again. I really hope it's just like Thanos comes to Earth. He's like 10, maybe 12 feet tall. Superheroes are coming up to him. He's like, ha! Like punching them like through blocks worth of buildings. Just one dude, just beating the shit out of everybody.
I'd love that, dude. I think that would be the best idea. Is just to have Thanos be there by himself and just wreck everything on his own.
Yeah.
I can't remember the actor's name, so I keep wanting to call him everything else. It's like, I'm Nick Nolte! It's like, it's not Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte was the scary dad from the Hulk movie.
You know what's funny?
What?
They announced someone that's going to be a voice in the Lego Batman movie.
Really?
Ray Fiennes.
Really?
Alfred.
Oh wow, that's a pretty good Alfred.
Ray Fiennes is going to be Alfred in the Lego Batman
That's the
movie.
most intense Alfred.
Yeah.
And guess who's going to be in the second Lego movie?
A creepier
Doctor
Alfred?
Who?
Yep.
I saw the headline, but that's cool. Like I didn't even.
Wait, which Doctor Who are they getting?
Capaldi.
No.
Oh, are they getting
Oh,
Capaldi?
shit.
Ah, yeah.
Because he's the most recent. He's the
That
one
would
that
make
they
sense.
he's the one that they made for Lego Dimensions,
Okay.
which apparently it has like them doing Lego Dimensions has opened them for a bunch of stuff. So they're like, we already had Simpsons in there, but we're gonna get Doctor Who in there. Jurassic Park people are gonna show up at least, and no one knows if they're gonna be main characters or just have like a few speaking roles like in the
What's
background,
really
like
great
the
is
council
if
scene.
they got like the actual fucking Jurassic Park people, there's got to be a thing where like Chris Pratt's character and Chris Pratt's character are talking. And people are like, "Why do you sound the same?" And they have no idea why that is.
That would be
but
awesome.
it'll be like that bizarre ass inside joke. Anyone that knows anything about movies will be sitting there chuckling to
A
themselves.
bunch of people are really hoping that like more than just Portal characters will show up from Valve.
Whoa,
and they'll have,
Portal
like-
characters are coming.
Dude, they already have a Lego set of Portal.
No, I didn't. Damn.
For Lego
This is
Dimensions.
news to me,
For
man.
Lego Dimensions, it's got its
Oh.
own level and everything where you're going
Oh.
through Aperture Science. It comes with like a Chell minifigure with like a brand new sculpt for the portal gun, and she
Nice.
comes with a turret and a companion cube. But like, I mean, I'm just fucking holding out and be like, dear sweet God, please make a TF2 set,
Yeah.
because that would be
That
awesome.
would be too good. Holy crap.
Because they've already like.
Man,
They've got-
I'm trying to think how you fucking make a portal set for Legos.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, you have a room, and then you build, like, a hole in one side with a portal, and then a hole in the roof of it, and then you have a mirror copy of that room flipped over, so when you look through the portal hole, it's like you're looking down from, like, the hole you have in the roof to give it that optical illusion.
It's actually
I can't visualize.
It's actually funny you bring that up, because the reason they put Portal in Dimensions is because you know the Lego Ideas site. I was showing you like ones that had
The
gotten
people
like
voted for.
yeah, people submit their own designs. They get voted up. If they reach 10,000 supporters, Lego looks at it. Will submit it to the board at Lego, and they'll see like licensing and all that kind of stuff. And if it passes that, they make into a set. That's how the Big Bang Theory apartment came to be. That's how the Ecto-1 came to be. Wall-E, the Birds thing, all that kind of stuff. One of the ones someone submitted that got like over like double the amount of supporters needed was a portal set. And the way the portal set was set up, it was like a floor and two walls. And the walls were like in an L shape and had the floor. And all of them had like the little one, like it was all the smooth Lego pieces, but with like the one studs every so often. And it came with a metric fuck ton of pieces, including all the different puzzle switches, all the different kinds of turrets, all the different cubes, and a shell. And what you could do is just like, oh, that's just your corner. You can just set up an aperture test as you want to.
Oh, sweet.
So that was like all it was. And one of the panels you could put down had like blue fire, making it look like a blue portal. Other one had orange fire. So you could like just fucking build brand new fucking test chambers and just like play Portal or just set it up as you wanted to.
Nice.
But like it got to the support, but it was already at the point where they were like, man, we can just do this in Lego Dimensions. Let's just do that in Lego Dimensions.
Nice.
But like the Doctor Who got to that point and they put them in Dimensions, but they've also got an actual fucking set coming out.
Cool.
And the set is like the TARDIS, the back opens up and you can click the interior of the TARDIS into the set. It comes with like a Dalek, whoever Capaldi's companion is,
Clara.
It's still Clara.
Capaldi in the fucking outfit he's got when he first becomes Capaldi,
Oh shit.
and then like and then a Matt Smith and a Weeping Angel.
Nice.
So they're all gonna come in that one set.
Why
But
the
then
Weeping
like
Angel?
but then there's the the Lego Dimension set has Capaldi in his Capaldi outfit. Has like a mini-built TARDIS and a mini-built Robo-Dog. And then the next set that's coming out has like an actual minifigure of a Cyberman. And then like a little mini-built Dalek.
Cool.
That's coming out, and that's coming out in January 4 Dimensions.
A Lego Dalek just sounds perfect. It sounds like it's already been done somehow.
Yeah, no, there are people that have made them, and they look like, from the pictures I've seen of Daleks, it looks pretty legit. And it's like, oh, that's an easy build. I could build that with the fucking pieces I've got.
Nice.
So it's cool.
Daleks are almost already Lego pieces anyway.
Yeah.
So.
But I really like the idea of the whole Lego Ideas thing, where people can submit their own sets.
Yeah.
Like, people have submitted some boss-ass Legend of Zelda sets, but they can't get them because of licensing.
Damn.
And then people have submitted other sets that's just like the entirety of Wayne Manor. That's like fucking 2 feet tall and 1.5 feet wide and opens up and has the Batcave underneath.
Oh.
But they're just like, no, the set's too big. It'd be too expensive to produce. The set itself would be like $800.
Cool.
So,
No,
yeah.
the coolest thing is that same person built in that fucking scale and size Xavier's school.
Ah, sweet.
And it came with like 20 different mutants.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is the Millennium Falcon? Like,
Millennium Falcon was $120.
okay.
Like, the most expensive set I've ever gotten was a $200 set.
Damn.
And that was for, like, the Metalbeard's ship from the Lego movie. That was
$200.
That was a limited edition set, exclusive only through the website, and it's, like, fucking that big and tall as shit. And, like,
What's the most expensive
thousands
set
and thousands of pieces.
ever?
$600. It is the Death Star.
Oh,
It's that one Death Star where it doesn't have any outside plating, but like every single chunk of it is a different scene.
Jeez.
And it comes with like, I think 25 to 30 minifigures.
Damn.
Jeez.
And like you've got the thing where they swing across the chasm. You've got the you've got the trash compactor. You've got the 2-story Emperor's throne room.
What?
It comes with like Luke from A New Hope, Stormtrooper disguise, and Return of the Jedi.
Damn.
It comes with Vader, Palpatine, Empire guards, fucking Imperial officers, like 4 Stormtroopers, Han regular, Han Stormtrooper disguise, Leia, Chewbacca, like a metric, like some of it comes with 2 of the Death Star troopers that have those elongated helmets that are the ones setting the Death Star to blast.
Wow. Cool.
And it's it's maybe 2 feet tall and about a foot, if not a little bit more wide, and it builds on a Lego built stand that you can just rotate it. So you can like it's got like an elevator that goes from the bottom to the top, like all the way up the middle of the core.
Damn.
Yeah, I've seen like the.
It's a
I've seen
legit as fuck looking set, man.
It's $600 though.
$600 at least.
Gotta build 100 of them Death Star.
I do have those, one of those, building sets.
Oh, the architecture sets?
Architecture sets, yes.
Now the architecture sets get up there. Even the smallest ones, like the fucking like Empire State Building or the Seattle Tower, like the Sears Tower or something like that, is maybe like 100, 200 pieces, and they're all the really tiny pieces, but they're like $20, $30 a piece.
Yeah, I've seen those around.
But the cool thing is, dude, those things, the instruction booklets, half of it is the instructions for the set. The other half is full color pictures and an entire like behind the scenes biography and detailed of the making of the actual building, the architect that designed it, pictures of it in the course of being built, actual pictures of the place from all sides.
Wow.
Like, it's legit as fuck stuff.
That's cool.
Like, if I ever had, like, an office, I would want to get the Falling Water set.
Nice.
Just so I could, like, have that built all fucking detailed and set that up.
They have another one by that same architect now, whose name now all of a sudden escapes me, despite the fact I've studied his buildings and shit.
What other set? Do you know that? You know what
it's
building
the
it is?
flat. I want to say
Gary
it's the.
something?
I want to say it's the Roby House. I think that's what it's called.
Is it the one where, like, it's glass on all the sides?
No. It's
Okay.
it's the one that's got like that low brick wall that's all around it, and it's like long.
What color is it?
I want to say it's red.
Yeah, okay, I know what
you're
I
talking
actually got 2 sets in.
You have two architecture
Oh
sets?
wow!
Yeah.
I know you have one of the, like, the giant fucking 250 sets.
Jesus, really?
He got it for a present. Had to put it together.
Oh wow.
Let's see what he's got. Let's close it. You said you got 2 of them?
Where you going? No, it's okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
now
gonna
we can
tap.
talk about magic.
It's just, I don't know if you even heard that. There's just noises of things falling as these guys are going to get these delicate Lego sets. We're just hearing shit fall over. So we're just like, alright, cool. I'm fucking stoked for...
Yeah, the Roby house.
Yes!
Whoa.
That's the one I want. That's a
That
that's
almost
a
looks
that's a
like
$200
freaking,
that's the $200 set. That's the big
Over.
$200
It looks
one.
like somebody's dojo or something. It's
No,
crazy.
it's fucking
It looks
pimp
dope,
though.
Yeah, it does look
No,
dope.
you gotta understand the inside is really wide and open. Frank Lloyd Wright, there we go.
Oh.
Super really wide and open and shit. Like,
God, that's fucking boss.
it's the floors in Falling Water.
I also had the White House.
Oh, wow.
I like how small that one is, but then again, this is a fucking real house now. Cause the guy had this whole obsession about fucking hearths and shit, for real. He had like a real boner for like, hearths being the center of like a home, being where like the family gathers and like this wide open plains and shit. That's why this house is so long. Inside, it's actually like really open. You could clearly be like, I'm just gonna sit in the living room and then yell at you into the other rooms and still see you though.
That's cool.
Even though you're like almost on the other side of the house. One of the houses, and I want to say it's Falling Water, has this really fucking amazing stone floor. It's almost like flagstone, but like kind of smooth or some shit. It's wacky, dude.
Huh.
You want slippers. That gets really cold at night, from what I heard.
Huh.
What is the name of the fountain in like Italy that's got like the horses and shit at the top and then like all the rocks and stuff? It's got like a stage in Tekken Tag 2 that looks just like it.
I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know the name of that.
They've
That's
brought
the White
that
House
one out
quickly.
too, and it like it's fucking boss looking, man.
Man, the White House is so small looking.
Yeah, it's one of the tinier sets.
Yeah, it looks nice, but it's also like, that's nice, but
You'd expect it to be huge.
I would think it'd be bigger. Maybe
They've
they figured
got,
more people would want the White House, so they made it smaller, so people would buy it, actually.
They've got like the Eiffel Tower, Rockefeller Center,
Wow.
like a bunch of different ones, dude. What I think would be boss is if they started like doing more from overseas and started doing like the old castles
Yeah.
and
Holy
stuff in that
crap.
style.
Ooh.
God, I can't remember the fucking name, but I'd want to get the one that's in Scotland that's like one of the most haunted places on the face of the planet.
Whoa.
Dude, what would be great is if you got one of those castles and it looked all nice, and then you were like, wait a second, and you just like disassemble half of it in different parts. And
Oh,
you'd be
so
like,
it looks all crumbled.
Ruin your castle.
Yeah, no, especially if they made it so it looked pre-ruined. It looked like the actual ruin of the castle, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
It does.
man, I would shit myself and buy one.
No, but those are fucking boss.
Legos are pimp.
Yeah.
You gotta find the time to build that one.
You know what's also really cool? They've announced that they're making like as one of the ideas sets the actual firehouse from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh
like
wow.
the entire firehouse that comes with like nearly every single other main-ish character in the movie that's not the main Ghostbusters. Because you still have to get like the Ecto 1 set to get the Ecto 1 and them, but it comes with like all the other characters.
Cool. That's cool.
And
Tell
it's
them
gonna be,
about the Twinkie.
$500.
It's just a line from the movie. I know that. Where
I haven't seen those movies in
I haven't seen the
years.
movies in years.
I just remember that from the fucking
from the rap battle.
From the rap battle.
That's what I remember from the. Tell him about the Twinkie. But I know it has. I know it's a line in the movie where he's like trying to get the dude to explain like
just
how
like
the
our movie.
fucking
It's all fluff and filler.
Aw.
I'll beat your honey, man. I'm not as funny as everybody says I am.
I thought that rap battles were like really good.
No, that rap battle was great. I'm just saying, like, I've seen Ghostbusters once, and I was not impressed. I was like, people think this is funny. Well, people
Part of that
think
could be
Coke's
that
funny.
like Mike like really sold it up because Mike was
Just
huge
like World War Z.
Yeah,
fan of like
yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Mike's a huge
Mike
Ghostbusters
was,
fan.
Mike was something stoked to see that movie. I enjoyed it.
They're becoming female now.
Oh yeah,
that's
the
right.
all-girl cast of Ghostbusters.
I can't remember who
And
it's
then they're
gonna
gonna
be.
have the regular male reboot. Like,
Yeah.
Are they gonna really do both of those? What?
And then they're gonna meet in the MIB or some shit. Or no, that's wrong. That's wrong.
What?
It's
Yeah,
What?
It's like, huh? I think that'd be the best place.
Aaron Whip Nene Bass.
Are you getting us excited for nothing?
I am because I'm
Damn
thinking of 21 Jump Street doing
'Cause-
the MIB crossover. which is real.
What?
Yeah, I
That's-
wasn't joking when I was
That
talking
makes
about
no sense. Like, at least in Ghostbusters, you can have Will Smith being like, "You have no idea what I do. You have no idea what we do." It's like, "No, I work with aliens. Aliens are real? Yes. Oh, we work with ghosts. Shit. Wait a minute. What?"
So it's going to be Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill meeting like way too old for this shit Will Smith and whoever his partner is at the time.
I have no idea if they're going to get the main characters from MIB, but I know that it's going to be like they go into the MIB.
It's gonna be
Oh my god!
What are they going to call that movie? 21 MIB Jump Street 2 The Reckoning?
it's gonna be Will Smith's son. He's gonna join him.
23 Jump Street Revelations.
Don't jinx it, Derek. That's going to happen.
If it's called Revelations,
I'll set the movie theater on fire.
Revelations. Isn't there like a whole slew of titles that they just need to stop with?
Yeah, we've talked about some of those
23
titles.
Jump Street Origins.
Genesis.
23 Jump Street Genesis.
Genesis, Origins,
23
Revelations.
Jump Street Exodus. 23 Jump Street Mark. 23 Jump Street Matthew. And then you got Paul and Luke and John and
23
23 Jump Street Old Testament.
23 Jump Street, fuck it, or 20. It's like 27 Jump Street, Psalms.
No, you know what's actually really funny?
Psalms.
Like the end of 22 Jump Street is hilarious because like they're like, okay, we're done, and then like someone comes out of nowhere. It's like, no, you guys gotta go to so and so, and they're like, what? And it shows like a poster of like 23 Jump Street, like whatever the guy just said, and they go through like 23 to like fucking 47 Jump Street of
Really?
like in a montage at the end. It's hilarious.
Damn.
In the montage at the end of the movie, and it's like they go in somewhere else, and they're like, "This is retarded." And then halfway through, them like Channing Tatum's not there, but someone else is there, and he's like, "Dude, no, it's me." And Jonah Hill's like, "What?" Keeps going. And
sounds hilarious.
Then they switch out like Ice Cube for someone else, and the guy's trying to do Ice Cube. And he's like, "You gotta go here," and it cuts to them, and it's neither Channing Tatum or Jonah Hill anymore, and they're like, "Yeah!" And it just keeps going. It is so well done to like, yeah, you lose that actor, it's not even any of the main actors anymore, it keeps getting ridiculous. Dear God, why doesn't it stop? I think actually one of them is called like Jump Street 42, why hasn't this stopped yet? But it is fucking hilarious. Me and Drew were about peeing ourselves in the theater when we saw that shit.
I've heard those movies are good, so
They're genuinely funny.
I hear those movies are weirdly good. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what can you do, man? What, I mean, I don't know.
I'm
You
gonna
do
search
stuff.
for that clip on YouTube.
Yeah.
What is it? One of the guys in my gaming group is so angry that they were like Channing Tatum for Gambit, and I'm just like, yes, because I'm not a huge Gambit fan, so I think it's hilarious that it bugs you so much. But I'm also like, yo, but like, what if Channing Tatum can actually like do it though? Because
What if it's like a Matthew McConaughey True Detective situation?
Well, you can't do it.
That would just
Oh, I know a different guy.
I'm not saying like fucking Channing Tatum comes out as Gambit. It's like you should probably kill yourself. I'm saying like before fucking True Detective, everybody's like Matthew McConaughey is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And then when True Detective came out, it's like, oh, we can do shit. Maybe that's what it's like for Channing Tatum. It's like before now, Channing Tatum's like, man, that dude's retarded, and is Drew.
I mean, like,
And then it, like he does Gambit, and everybody's like, was that Gambit? Was that real Gambit?
well, the thing is, like Channing Tatum, like Matthew McConaughey, has been in like a number of movies that you, I guess, could like throw away or not care about.
Yeah.
Like Matthew McConaughey was in a bunch of romantic comedies where he did passable work, but
No,
it
like,
was nothing memorable.
like, I'm a fan of some romantic comedies, but I can say all the ones McConaughey was in were genuinely bad. So if you were a bad romantic comedy, that's, yeah, you might as well kill yourself.
And then he makes the jump over from being like, I'm just gonna be all in all these romantic comedies and all this other stuff. He's done very few movies up to that point where he was really different. I think the only movie where he was really different was Reign of Fire. Because he was a psychopath with a battle axe.
Speaking of characters like that, I actually saw some images and stuff of the guy from Twilight that played Edward.
Mm-hmm.
He said, at least there's an image with text, but during the interview he said that he couldn't get into character and he didn't like the movie because why would 200-year-old vampire want to go back to high school. He's like, he didn't understand.
It makes a
I
valid
don't
point.
understand as he like rakes money into a bag. As he rakes money into a bag.
Well, it's like how everybody likes James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe.
Those are people.
Yeah.
They're-
Like, I'm okay by them. I'm not going to lose my shit if they're in something. And no matter what they're in, I'm just like, oh, dude, there's young Professor Xavier. Or look, it's Daniel Radcliffe.
I do think they're
Wait,
funny.
what?
Like, it's,
Yeah, they just don't, like... They don't really do, like, shit that's like,
Well,
oh,
people-
man, that was awesome. Like, for
people
me, it's
are-
just always like, oh, it's that dude wearing, like, this kind of wig.
People are really stoked for what is it? Okay, the things I can list up for. Okay, starting with
They're
Daniel.
good actors.
I'll start with Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter, so everyone loves him for Harry Potter. But he was also an Equus, which is a bold move because he got to play like a naked crazy person on stage. So yay, actors!
Got to sling his dick.
And then he was in Woman in Black, which looked terrifying as fuck, and I haven't seen it
I've
yet.
heard it's pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet. I have it.
I haven't seen it either. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
I have it on computer, like on a bunch of stuff that I ripped
I
off.
have it on computer.
No, I mean like I ripped it off.
I love this game.
No, I ripped it off of a bunch of a bunch of drives that a friend lent us with a bunch of other stuff. So I've actually got like the file I need to see about like bringing it over somehow, so we can like see if we can plug it into something and watch it.
Put it on a flash drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's the right file type,
So-
Xboxes will play it.
I've got that anyway, and that looks scary. And then in Horns, I haven't seen that.
I wouldn't
movie,
mind seeing horns.
Yeah.
But his American accent made me go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, he can do stuff, and then I was like, he's gonna be in a movie with James McAvoy. He's gonna be Igor. Cause that's
I really,
Frankenstein.
really, really hope that movie comes out and people are like, Frankenstein was better.
Ooh.
I really hope
That's
that.
gonna be hard because I've seen
I want a
trailers
good
for
Frankenstein.
I Frankenstein, and
Like-
that looked, actually that looked wonderful, but because it was retarded.
Underworld
For a good one, it's
Frankenstein.
a-
Yes, Underworld Frankenstein. But
With
James,
hand axes.
wait, people are really psyched about James McAvoy.
A lot of people are.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I never actually thought about it. He's
A lot of people are psyched for James
you-
McAvoy, like you fuckers are psyched for Ryan Gosling and his dick.
Huh. Wait, have you seen X-Men: Days of Future Past?
He's young Professor Xavier.
I'm trying to think of other stuff he's been in outside of that.
X-Men First Class.
He's young Professor Xavier.
I saw
He's
it
in
once.
Wanted.
No. X-Men Days of Future Past.
Is that where he like goes?
You know when they send Wolverine back in time?
Yeah.
He's young. He's the young Professor Xavier.
Okay.
Did you see Wanted, where the people like make the bullets curve
Yeah.
through the air? He was the guy in that.
Like,
That was a while ago.
The main
though.
boy.
Yeah, he's the main guy.
Yeah, but if you don't remember Wanted, that's okay. No one did. No one remembers that movie.
I thought it was good.
It was.
Yeah, it was a better
kinda
version of
cool.
The Matrix.
Yeah. Well,
That's
that's bold. But
a bold statement.
Think about who you're talking to. Like, The Matrix was dumb.
I think
The first Matrix was bad. The second Matrix was cool. Because my favorite character is Agent Smith.
Agent Smith
The
is
first
awesome.
Matrix was stupid. Was straight stupid. For all the meanings it was trying to get across, like, you go sit in a corner. You leave everybody alone. You're bothering people. Adults are talking. Won't you fucking cry?
Man,
And the third one was just straight up terrible. But the second one was cool because it had a bunch of Agent Smith stuff.
I'll almost fight you on this, being like, but the first one's the Thinking Man's action movie. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's
the first
cool.
one's good.
Yeah.
The second one,
First one's the Thinking Man's action movie.
yes.
Yeah.
He touches that mirror, it like goes into his mouth, and it's never mentioned again.
That's
Was
'cause
that like
it was a-
Silver Symbiote? Is he
Yeah.
now like Venom?
Yeah, power feels good.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
Look, it was a cool idea.
The Matrix recast with Tobey Maguire instead of Keanu Reeves.
God,
Yes.
why?
You think you know who I am? You have no idea.
Put this fucking can tag through my eye. Also, here you go.
Okay.
Okay, but like,
If someone said
Look-
the world around you was real and wasn't a computer simulation, somebody
look,
lied.
The Matrix was a cool movie, and it was good, and it set things up for a series of movies that could have been truly amazing, and then they fucking failed. And that's just the sad
That's the
truth.
world we live in.
That's the world we live in.
That's why Animatrix is the best one.
Like,
Yeah, the
there are
Animatrix is
Animatrix was
The
cool
reason why-
because it wasn't about them.
the reason why you like Agent Smith so much is because they really actually did a lot of shit right with him. Because they're like, look, it's Agent Smith. he was already really weird in the first Matrix movie, so when he goes off the deep end and becomes whatever the fuck he became, it makes sense.
Have you guys seen the film theory?
That he
What's
was
that?
the agent, yes.
Yeah, that Agent Smith was
Spoiler
actually the
alert
one
for another person's
prophesized.
videos. Yeah, they're like
Really?
Agent Smith.
It wasn't
the
Neo
one.
at all.
Whoa.
Agent Smith was. And, like, their fucking video analysis, like, Agent Smith was my favorite character before that. And I watched it and I was like, oh my god, they're fucking right.
Cool.
I picked the best people and everything.
It's very compelling for him to be the one. But there's a lot of things that where I'm like, this is really dumb though. But like,
Yeah,
for
like
the
the
third,
first one.
the third movie.
No,
has
the first one was just really bad. The third one was fucking terrible. The only thing cool in the third one was, like, the way the robot suits looked.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wish that it actually had more to do with the,
The
Matrix.
second one had
not
like
even about the Matrix
second
then.
one had some like cool ass dudes, but I'm like, man, I really wish I understood like why some of these things were a
They
bit
kinda
more
didn't prove
important.
that he was the one
Or
either.
what?
I just like because of the fight scenes.
I mean, no, the
Agent
fight
Smith
scenes are
stuff.
amazing. No, man, no, the fight scenes. in
Especially the one
movie-
on the stairwell. With all the dudes with all the different weapons and shit. They keep yanking off the
no,
wall.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
the
that was really cool.
the
This
Matrix.
is the gladiator pad.
Yeah, the Matrix Reloaded had basically fight scenes that goes, excuse me, we're just going to redefine what an action what an action movie's supposed to be for summer blockbuster. You can't tell me the action's not sweet in that movie.
And that came
it's
out
the
during the
best.
same point of like friggin' the Phantom Menace and like the prequel movies. So like it felt like that whole era was just like fights, like hand-to-hand fights. Whenever you go into a movie theater, at least that's how I remember.
I think
Yeah.
there's some things about Neo that just make me so like, man, that's fucking retarded. Like when I watch the movies that are past one,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
And it had
God damn it.
And it had the boss concept of the keymaker.
He's cool.
Who could, like, pull out a key and, like, unlock a door and open it, and it was like, oh, cool, Dark Tower doors.
Yeah.
Close it, then, like, it just opens onto that room.
Yeah.
They could have done a lot more stuff with him, actually.
Yep.
Fucking, the thing that makes me kind of sad.
Vis-a-vis Architect, though.
Yeah, no,
What?
that's terrible. Man, the idea of
See,
there
it's
being
funny, because whenever I think of the second one, I'm just like, Keymaker does stuff. Morpheus on a semi-truck. A bunch of Agent Smiths fighting Neo in, like, a schoolyard. The fight on the stairwell. Those, like, weird twins that looked retarded,
That were
but they could, like,
ghosts.
fucking ghost through vehicles and shit. It's like, that was cool.
There was
I
that's
remember the dumb stuff.
That's all I think of.
That's the cool stuff.
And in the
one-
first
there's the
movie,
cool
I just
stuff.
all I think of is like, you're the one. The one is the best thing ever. You can do all this stuff. Blah blah blah. Shit that doesn't make any sense. Don't think about it too hard because you'll realize how dumb this is. Listen to these words that we're saying because we like to use synonyms for words. Look at our synonym script. Listen to my voice.
Man, but fucking, there's some shit that like a reviewer brought up about the second Matrix movie where I'm like,
You said butt fucking.
yes. And he brings up some points where I was like, man, I hadn't thought about it like that. That's actually like really good. What?
What is that?
He was like, okay, so they're in that French dude setup, and he's got that fucking hot French wife, and they
Yeah.
walk into that room, and there's a couple bodyguards, and she just blows them away, and she could just do that because her gun is silver bullets, and for some reason those guys only get killed with silver bullets or some
Because they're
shit.
werewolves.
But they never turn into werewolves. We don't actually get to see anyone fight werewolves. And it's like, what if we got to see people fight werewolves and vampires and all the other shit that's around in the Matrix that
You know
people are
what's
vaguely
dumb?
aware of?
I'll play Enter the Matrix
Yeah.
if I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Because they go into all that, and they've got live action cutscenes
Yeah.
with the
But
actors
it's
and
like,
actresses.
why don't they do it in the movie?
It's like Dark
show?
Forces 2. Why didn't they do Dark Forces 2 as a movie?
They kind of did, though. Because the cutscenes were... Okay.
Well, the cutscenes
So-
in Enter the Matrix are all live action
Good
cutscenes.
for like another episode of the movie.
And you had to like have a broken chair leg, so at the end of a combo you could be like,
You had to end it that way. 'cause
Yeah.
They wouldn't die otherwise.
yeah.
Man,
was fucking
I need
crazy.
to...
You could hack
I need
that
to go back
fucking
and play
game.
that game.
You could hack it like it's the Matrix,
Yep.
man.
How Kojima of them.
It's yeah.
Actually,
that,
how
game,
Kojima of
that
them.
game was fun as fuck. That's
Yeah.
one of the games I like. Back when I actually rented games, I would rent like maybe one game every so often. But like that one, I rented like at least twice because I wanted to beat it.
It's like the Matrix series actually has like a game that's a better movie, and then fucking the
And if you
Matrix
play-
is a better movie.
And if you
What the
played,
fuck is wrong with
if
you?
you played as the main chick, you could see like fucking Will Smith's wife kiss that French woman in like a
Yeah.
live action cutscene in a game.
Shit. Well, fuck me.
All right, we won, Justin. Cool. There we go.
But still, like, there's a lot of cool things that could have been in the movie or whatever, and then other things, and then they just were like, I have no idea.
They,
And then they fucking died.
They actually never said that he was the one either.
Well, a lot of people thought he was the one.
They said it a lot.
Yeah, everyone said he was the one. The only person who
but
told
then-
me he wasn't the one was the Oracle. But then,
Yeah,
but then later on, Morgan was just like, she didn't like, she's fucking with you.
And there's also the theory that like the real world they lived in and like Zion and shit is another Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That the robots created because of the fact that like the kid shows him the spoon trick in the first one, and then in the second one the kid sends him a spoon that's just like rough made, and they never mention it again. But it's almost like a symbol. It's like, yeah, Neo, you're still in a kind of Matrix. This isn't real either.
I never dig on that theory though, just because it feels like, well, when does it fucking stop? When do you go like, oh, well, the theory.
When the third movie's over, and you go, thank God.
That's just it though. I mean, like,
Dear God,
that's not,
when will it
that's
end?
that's not like a theory where it's or like the okay. Let's just pretend that they are in another Matrix, and then you're like, when does it stop? I'm like, well, first of all, like, you can't deny that Neo at the end of the second movie was just like robots. I'm like a blind dude that was in the movie Speed, and then he just like stops them with that.
You know what's weird is I
And like
never
reaches
I
in
never
and
for
restarts
once-
her heart.
Yeah.
He's
That was in the Matrix.
The robots
That
are
was
coming
in the
at him. He's
Oh,
just
okay.
like, my love interest for the movie was Sandra Bullock, and then the
that's
robots
why-
are like, I'm crippled by how retarded it sounds, and then they fall apart. They're just like, Dennis Hopper, no.
What's weird is I never once when I was in the theaters thought, oh man, he must be in the Matrix again. I just always thought, okay, it's just because his powers are actually like
That great.
functioning on the robots like they do in the like I don't know.
But that quite literally makes him some kind of bizarre ass magical being. Like, I mean, even though it's a fictional science fiction McWho's-It world, that's like really a stretch, dude.
It is.
Like, it'd be more believable if they were in another Matrix, but then it'd be cool because then they'd have to bust out of the shitty one that they're in now.
But dude,
They could be the first people waking up, and the first people to, or maybe Neo realizes they're in a shitty other Matrix, and then like bust out of that one, and he'd be the first person to like bust out of the Matrix for real, for real.
but the Animatrix was so good.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's got that dude running to the point where he can start to see the boundaries of the Matrix, and then his legs snap.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's got the kid like thinking that he knows that this is a fake world and leaping off of his school to commit suicide and waking up in Zion.
Yeah, I like the one with the balance, like the group of people and like one of them betrays him or something like that. I think it's the.
Is that the final
one?
flight of the Osiris?
I don't believe so.
Is that the CG one? Or one of the animated
No,
ones?
because like it's the people that did Final Fantasy Spirits Within did the CG
Yeah.
one.
I can't remember.
Are you talking about the one? You're not talking about training program, are you? Where like it's like all samurai and
Yeah,
shit.
it's that one.
Okay, and it's like the girls falling in love with a fucking computer program.
I forgot about that. But
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like another guy, and he was just like tempting her with the idea like we could just go back to the Matrix, it'd be fine.
I think
that was.
I thought it was a program that she was in love with.
Nah, I could have sworn it was like a real. I don't even know. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's got the one that's got like it's got the fucking 2-part history of how everything fucking happened.
Yes, that's easily my favorite.
That's easily the most disturbing of all of them.
yeah.
Because you're like, oh my god. Oh.
What the fuck is he talking about?
What the fuck? It's intense.
Yeah.
Makes you actually feel for robots.
No, yeah,
Damn.
like it's just fucking terrifying when they beat that woman robot to death, and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, this is unnerving.
I think my favorite one is when the girl and the kids with her, they go to the room, they go to the alleyway and stuff.
Oh, to the
Oh.
quote unquote haunted house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
And it's
glitchy
a house where there's just like a bunch of glitches in the Matrix.
Yeah,
Huh.
they're like,
So they're like it's a bunch of little kids.
Nice.
And they're like, dude, this place is haunted. What? Nuh-uh. And
That's-
so they went over there and they're like jumping from the second floor and like they fall to the first floor and they stop. Like 2 inches above the ground, hover for a second, and then fall the rest of the way.
Awesome.
And it's like a bunch of weird shit like that. And I was like, this is cool because it explains hauntings in the real world. It's just glitches in the Matrix.
Yeah. I don't remember that one though.
That one's like smack dab in the middle of all those
and
other
then
ones.
she
Yeah.
at the end she like listens to the door that she's supposed to go through because her cat shows it to her, and she opens it, and then there's like nothing. So I guess she doesn't trust it or something, and she closes it back.
Yeah, she opens like one door in the house.
Agents show up in like this weird clean team, and they like take everyone out of there, and they fix the place, so that it's not glitchy anymore. But no one gets killed or in trouble or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, get out of here, it's dangerous.
Just more like a cool little explanation of something Matrix-y in the real world.
I actually had that, but I need to find it.
But yeah, that Animatrix is fucking pretty cool. I kind of wish more movie series would do something like that. Like, get a bunch of different animators together and do, like, a bunch of different, like, 5 to 10 minute side
Anthology-style
stories
stuff?
in that same
And
world.
they-
That'd be so
well,
good.
One movie series followed suit. They had the Gotham Knight thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's like a bunch of little Batman.
And that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool, but I can't quite remember. Well, I've only seen that one once, though.
My favorite one, like, I like the one where the kids in the fucking indoor skate park are talking about different instances where they saw the Batman, and you see the Batman in their minds in different styles, like fighting thugs in different ways.
Man, that actually reminds me of that one episode of
The
Batman
animated series.
Yeah,
where they're
yeah.
talking about Batman,
Yeah.
and it's all different.
And like one, like the girl's story is like fucking
The Dark Knight
Returns, where
Yes.
he's fighting the dude in the mud.
Yes, that shit was
I
awesome.
still really want to see that animated movie.
Yeah, the actual like one they did for it.
Yeah.
That'd be so good.
That'd be fucking bossy shit.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Alright, guys, but now that we've gotten to the point where we all kind of like ran out of shit to say, we'll call it for this podcast. So, thank you for joining us. Once again, we're starting this shit up again, trying to start it up right. Chris Fearing, as always, and I've been joined here tonight by...
Drunks and Dragons.
Melissa Grobot.
Dex key.
And make sure to check out Dex Key Wolf's channel. I'll put it in the description below. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Go holler at Aaron. That's what I like to do. Or go yell at him. Hashtag yell at me, right? Is that the hashtag you use?
Yep.
Cool. So use that hashtag if you want Aaron to see whatever comment you want to throw up there towards him. But join us next time. Thanks for listening. And remember, it's all true. All of it.
Was I supposed to add something?
I don't know. Aaron was just like looking around, like with like a stone face, like he was like trying to figure out who he was gonna shoot in the head first. All right, bye guys.
1, 2, 3. Son of a bitch! All my Krinkos commands.
Oh.
You're gonna put one in this that we were good.
Oh, oh man, why? God.
Oh wait, whoa! What do you do? What do you do?
Played
He fucked us. He fucked us, is what he
Oh,
did.
did you guys have any creatures? Because I gave life and didn't do that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I got 3. God damn it.